Sue me, let's cross that bridge. Senator Natasha dares Akpabio over assassination allegations. Hello viewers and welcome to InfoGist TV. Senator Natasha Akpabio, who represents Kogi Central in the National Assembly, has dared Senate President Godswill Akpabio to press charges over her explosive allegations that he orchestrated a plan to have her recalled from the Senate and assassinated. Speaking during an interview on Channels Television's Politics Today, on Thursday night, Akpabio said she was aware that Akpabio was considering legal actions in response to her claims. She welcomed the move and stood by her allegations. "I'm hearing that the Senate president wants to sue me for that. She said I would tell him to go ahead. We'll meet and cross that bridge." The Senate had earlier made the startling claim while addressing her supporters at a rally held in Ima, Kogi Central on Tuesday. According to her, the Senate president initially reached out to Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo to commence her recall from the Senate. She alleged that when Ododo declined, citing her popularity among the masses, Akpabio turned to former Governor Yahaya Bello to handle both her recall and her assassination, but Akpabio was not satisfied. He then called for Yahaya Bello. It was Senator Asukwo who drove Yahaya Bello to the Hiltons. "I was informed," Akpabio told her constituents. "The meeting was in twofold. He told him to commence my recall. He was going to fund it. Of course, money changed hands that day. The second thing was that he should kill me." She continued with further chilling details. Akpabio told Yahaya Bello to kill me. Akpabio told him to make sure that killing me does not happen in Abuja. It should be done here so it will seem as if the people killed me here. "I didn't make that public, but we did notify the police about it," she said. When asked by Politics Today host Suen Akimbolayo whether she had proof to support such grave allegations, the senator responded by pointing to the attempted recall process as partial evidence. "If you are doubting the veracity of the killing, what about the recall that we just experienced?" she asked. "Let us get to that bridge." The Senate president has yet to respond to the allegations publicly. However, close aides have neither confirmed nor denied the reports of an impending lawsuit. The political tension comes amid growing scrutiny of internal power plays within Nigeria's National Assembly, with Akpabio increasingly vocal about what she described as targeted efforts to silence her. Security agencies have not issued any official statements regarding the senator's reported notifications to the police, and it remains unclear whether any investigations have commenced. Meanwhile, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio has denied allegations of influencing the court judgment that led to the removal of former Adamawa Central Senator Elisha Abo from the Senate in October 2023. Mr. Akpabio, in a statement issued by his spokesperson Esemeibo on Thursday, reaffirmed his commitment to the independence of the judiciary and assured that he would never influence any court decision. The Senate president's comment was in reaction to the allegation made by the former Adamawa senator on Arise television on Wednesday. During the television program, Mr. Abo accused the Senate president of orchestrating his removal from the Senate as political retaliation for his refusal to support his Senate presidency bid in 2023. Mr. Abo was removed from the Senate by an appellate court ruling in October 2023. We should recall that a three-member panel presided over by C. Imusu Iheme, a judge, found that the 2023 elections in Adamawa Central Senatorial District was marred by non-compliance with Electoral Act 2022. After deducting the invalid votes, the court ruled that Amos Yahona of the People's Democratic Party won the election with a majority of lawful votes. The court therefore set aside the certificate of return issued to Mr. Abo, a member of the All Progressive Congress APC, and directed the Independent National Electoral Commission to issue the certificate to Mr. Yahona. Similar judicial interventions led to the removal of other senators, including former minority leader Simeon Nwadonwo from PDP, who was replaced by Pam Doshiang, ADP, and former Kogi Central Senator Abubakar Ohere from APC, who was replaced by Natasha Akpabio. Also, the former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Chief Bode George, yesterday said the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State and the handling of Senator Natasha Akpabio's allegations against Senate President Godswill Akpabio could lead to the collapse of the country's Fourth Republic. George, who said similar occurrences had in the past led to the collapse of the country's first and second republics, argued that the presidential system that Nigeria currently operates was worse than military rule. He stated that the voice vote used in approving the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu'S declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers was unconstitutional, noting that moves to recall Natasha from the Senate were also shameful. He made his views known in Lagos. His words today: "I see what led to the collapse of the First and Second Republic being repeated by the All Progressive Congress APC-led federal government. Nigerians could not believe it when security was withdrawn from an elected speaker in Lagos and deployed to a deposed speaker. A legislative decision was also overturned by the unilateral action of the president in Abuja." In Rivers State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, and lawmakers were suspended, and the National Assembly, without the mandatory two-thirds approval, rubber-stamped the unconstitutional action by voice vote. The partisan handling of the allegations made by Senate Natasha Akpabio against the Senate President Govt Akpabio by the Senate is an embarrassment to the country. It is disheartening that Nigeria is on the spot globally for the wrong reasons. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo said recently that democracy is dying. I disagree. Democracy is not dying. Rather, the operators, especially executive and legislatures, are losing their sense of responsibility. It is a big shame. Look at the way Nigeria is being embarrassed globally, with the way Senator Natasha Akpabio is being persecuted, victimized, and wounded. Why? She made an allegation, and instead of setting up an independent body to check the claim, she was suspended. Now, they are trying to recall her using the machinery of state. What is the meaning of this nonsense? Are we this cheap as a country? What type of democracy is this? Seriously, does what is going on with my loopholes make sense to anybody? Why the inconsistency? Look at the gang up against Natasha in the Senate. Don't these senators have daughters with insecurity, corruption, and poverty all over the place? Is the Natasha issue the most topical now? She is a very strong member of our party, and we will not allow this humiliation at all. The law says 2/3 of members of the National Assembly must approve a declaration of a state of emergency. That is 74 senators and 240 representatives. So what is the meaning of voice vote? Did they get these numbers before the emergency was approved? That's why I commend senators Tambuwal, Dixon, Abaribe, and others who kicked against the illegality and injustice in the Senate. I also insist that this attempt to recall Natasha is being stage managed by the APC and the Senate, and it is shameful. How will INEC identify all the signatories and their details? Some characters just went to INEC office with bags of papers and boom, it has become official document. What nonsense. This is clear manipulation and it will not stand. The government also tried to stop her from going to Kogi State, but look at the way she went there in a chopper. Look at the mammoth crowd that received her. Now the government is embarrassed. The presidential system we are operating now is worse than what happens in a military organization. This is no longer democracy. It portends what is coming in 2027. Look at what is happening in Bayelsa State, the headquarters of Ijaw Nation. Federal Capital Territory Minister Wike is reportedly going there to attend a rally, and the state government has told him to back off. With what is happening in neighboring rivers, why should Wike be allowed to go to Yenagoa and heat up tension in the state? Kogi State Police Command banned rallies and political gatherings because of Natasha. In Bayelsa, Wike is being encouraged to breach the peace in the state by trying to poke the eyes of the Ijaw people. This will be a double tragedy, and it will make no political sense at all. Can this be interpreted that the federal government is encouraging lawlessness nationwide? Still on politics, Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed, the political advisor appointed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to work in the office of Vice President Kashim Shettima, has resigned from his position, sources within the presidency revealed on Thursday. It was also reported that Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed, the former spokesperson of the Northern Elders Forum, resigned from his role as special advisor on political matters in the office of the Vice President about 2 weeks ago. Citing sources within the presidency, the report noted that Baba Ahmed did not elaborate on his reasons, stating only that his resignation was based on personal grounds. However, at the time of reporting, it remained unclear whether the presidency had officially accepted his resignation. Appointed in September 2023, Baba Ahmed served in the administration of Vice President Kashim Shettima for approximately 17 months, representing the presidency at various public engagements. One of his most recent appearances was at the National Conference Strengthening Nigeria's Democracy Pathway to Good Governance and Political Integrity, held in Abuja from January 28 to 29, 2025. During his tenure, Baba Ahmed's rule occasionally attracted controversy, particularly with the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Mohammedi Matawale. Tensions fled in April 2024 when Matawale urged northern appointees to defend the Tinubu'S administration against criticisms and misrepresentation, a comment widely seen as a veiled rebuke of Baba Ahmed. The minister's remark followed Baba Ahmed's response to Matawale's dismissal of the NEF as a political paperweight after the group criticized Northern's support for President Tinubu in 2023's election. Baba Ahmed had argued that instead of attacking NEF, the minister should have focused on showcasing the achievement of Northern appointees in improving security and reducing poverty. The scathing criticisms of NEF by the junior minister of defense, Matawale, is ill-advised. Baba Ahmed had said he could have done better job for this administration by identifying contributions made by Northern ministers and other appointees like me. Matawale later responded saying that as a presidential appointee, Baba Ahmed had a duty to defend and promote the administration. His relationship with NEF is well known. The minister stated appointees must work for the administration's sources and counter unjust attacks that are motivated by ethnic or parochial interests.